What's up? It's your boy Arsenio here, and let's talk about it. Now, when we start speaking on things like the Meg, this movie here, oh my God. I said, let me go live. I wanted to see this one. In the Deep was a better movie than The Meg, actually. The Meg is so far over the top. It's incredible. That's how over the top it is, man. For real. When I see Dwight from The Office in it, I'm like, okay, he's finna be Dwight. And he wasn't Dwight. And all the jokes he tried to make missed. But let's explain what this is. So there'll be no misunderstanding. The Meg, the Meg is supposed to be a story about some explorers who go to a certain part of the ocean that had never been explored before. Now let me get some tissue because there's a lot of dust. My cleaning crew will be here in a minute to knock all this out. Thank you. Ugh. Spoiler. No, I ain't gonna spoil nothing. If there's anything, the movie is spoiled. So anyway, the story is about these explorers with Dwight having hundreds of millions of dollars. First off, no one's gonna believe this guy has this kind of money. One, I was like, I don't believe that at all. I think that Japanese guy, he should have all the money. There ain't nowhere in the world this guy is. And you can tell this movie is produced by China, Japan, Thailand. This is an Asian produced movie. It is so bad that they push the Asian thing way too far in this film. The lead woman is done so badly that when they get what's his name, my man from Expendables and the Transporter, when they bring in Jason Statham, it's a megalodon. That's it. That's basically his contribution to this film. They cut the check. It's a megalodon. So anyway, years ago he used to be a diver, and he stopped diving because their submarine was attacked in the same area where they were at before. They said something was down there and something was splitting the sub, so he able to save some people, but they think he panicked and hit the button and caused everybody to die. And out of panic, this happened. So they thought he was insane because of the way they, had all that pressure going back up. So if they didn't do that, right, if they didn't do that, then they would have all perished. So that was years ago. Now here they are back in the same situation. No one believed him, including his ex-wife. Now she's going down under the water. And they're discovering all this new life again. And where this is, it's like a barrier where the water is so cold underneath. The reef keeping things at a certain temperature to where no one has really seen this outside life. This outside life has basically stayed quarantined in this area. And pretty much God wanted it that way, is what, his point is like, look, this area, for whatever reason, stays at this temperature so that this no one knows that this life form exists down here. They have their own little thing down here, and that's probably the way nature intended it. Now, it became a huge problem because all of a sudden now you have the megalodon down under that water, and it's tearing up anything that comes down there. So now Jason Statham got to go down there and rescue the only person that would bring him back to the water, his ex-wife, who said, he was right, there's something down here. Well, BG London, if you believe it's a good movie, it might be to you. Like, there's some action scenes. Exactly. It's Jaws 2018. They just made the shark bigger. But this is not smart at all. If you watch movies, you would see the flaws right away. Now the megalodon is circling in them. They all down underwater. They losing pressure. Here comes Jason Statham down there, and here comes this Japanese woman who tries to get involved. Her involvement was completely nuts, but they just wanted to make her get in the water, because they spent all this Japanese money. They want her to be the second. And I'm like, what is going on here? So they want her to be the second, like, co-star in this movie, and they forcing a relationship with Jason Statham and her, and then Jason Statham and his ex-wife is where the history is. Now this Japanese chick trying to get in the mix. This thing took a whole nother turn, and it just didn't make any sense. To her little daughters, while he's in there talking with the ex-wife, they bonding, he rescued her, and they talking. All of a sudden, the little girl comes in. My mother likes you too. I'm like, oh my God. If this thing was so forced, this thing was so forced. It is a complete disaster when it comes to that scenario. It's so funny that they make fun of it during the movie. Like, hey, what you got to say about it? The other guy's like, man, I'm just getting my check. These Asians pay in cash. Then they financed this film. The only thing is I got to see some parts of Thailand I never saw before. That was the beauty of it. I mean, it's a bad movie that you would want to watch once because you're going to laugh. And how terrible the Japanese woman is at being the co-star. I don't know if it's her English isn't that good or whatever, but her acting is terrible. Her acting is an F. It is a complete F. It's a failure. Her acting is terrible. I don't know what movie she was making in or who her daddy is, the executive producer, but this is a terrible performance from a co-star. Listen to her act. You are going to laugh. Now that I have pointed it out to you, when you hear her talk, the Japanese co-star who has no business being in this movie. Dumbest scenarios you ever would see in a movie with shark-infested waters. People throwing blood in everywhere and food. And next thing you know, he's jumping in the water. Okay, I'm going to go shoot the shark in the fin. I'm like, what in the world are you thinking? Of course the shark is going to turn around. Is it better than Deep Blue Sea? Deep Blue Sea was basically them avoiding the water and the shark. I mean, it's just about the same. I was more entertained and hilariously laughing at Samuel L. Jackson till he was gone. They had the black guy in there as the comedic sidekick. And he was just there. I can't swim. And he out there in the middle of the ocean. Man, look, I need a job. I'm like, man, this was not in the job description. I'm like, yeah. Is it on IMAX? Did they put this on IMAX? You're kidding me. This movie's at IMAX. I might go check it out on IMAX. Now, the Meg escapes from the area it is, because when they descended up and escaped, it created a pocket. And, and once it created a pocket, some of that temperature was able to go up and create a pocket just long enough for something to escape. In other words, the Meg. Thanks, Brian Jones. I appreciate that. So the Meg escaped. The Meg going crazy up there. So the Meg got up there. He tried to take them right out. Meg saw that little girl. She tried to bite that little girl on the trailer when she bite the glass. That's why the Meg is up there. Now the Meg is wreaking havoc. Then they start, talking about shark poachers and all this stuff. So then it becomes a movie about politics. They throw that in there. Then you get the white in the mix. So this movie is a whole big mess of a lot of stuff going on. Believe me, there is some surprises. You're going to see every surprise coming. Whatever you think is coming, it's coming. No surprises. It depends. You could take a girl to see this movie and be entertained. It's an entertainable movie, but everything you see it coming. You know how it's going to end. You know how it's going to work out. You know everything that's going to happen. Any surprise in the movie, you already know it. Everything in this film is so drawn out dumb. I'm like, this is the Asians just telling us America's dumb. And we just gonna put this jaws together and make the shark bigger and make more crazy kills and splashing water. Here we go. I know it's better if you've seen everything else at the movies. Knock yourself out. This film's for you. Deep as blue and so my head is like a shark's fin. Deep as blue as my head is like a shark's fin. Deep as blue as my head is like a shark's fin. Deep as blue as my head is like a shark's fin. Oh yeah, it's based on a novel. Somebody actually wrote this crap. Now, let me point out some good things about it. Somebody wrote about it. That means that they took the time to write a plot. Like it was actually smart the way they had how the temperature level stayed at a certain point, which would explain why there was life forms under there and how they didn't mingle and how people would miss the fact that the big megalodon still existed. So that part made sense. That part was probably in the book. They probably snatched that out the book and said, all right, now that made sense. Now let's go crazy. And the Japanese people came in with this money and said, we're going to scare people again with a big old shark. Nobody likes shark food and seafood more than Asians. They love it. It's not racist if it's true. So right away, sharks, that's what all they care about. Will there be a sequel? You have to stick around, watch the movie, and find out for yourself. Well, don't be unexcited. Just know what you're going into. You'll be entertained, believe me. Think about everything I said in this video while you're watching that movie, and you're gonna crack up laughing. Especially about the acting. When you see this Japanese woman act, when you see this Japanese woman act, it is the most hilarious thing I have ever seen. Do you think I'm going to sit there and read a novel called The Meg. No. Sorry. Anyway, I give it a 2 stars out of 4 because it made me laugh so hard. I just think it should be in comedy category instead of suspense, because there's